Hey guys, this is the Minor Gamer, and today we're making red wine braised beef brisket. Now for ingredients, you're going to need a brisket. I would recommend to use the flat end of the brisket. You could use the point, but the flat works better for this recipe. You're also going to need some carrots, onions, and celery. You're going to need some garlic, some tomato paste, some fresh thyme. Bay leaf is optional. I don't really like it in this, but you can. And a bottle of red wine. You're not going to need an extremely nice bottle of red wine, just something that's good enough to drink. So now getting started, we're going to remove the fat from the brisket. We're still going to use it, just cut it off and put it aside for now. Now for seasoning, you're just going to want to put some salt and pepper on it. That's it. Now you're going to cut the carrots pretty thick because it's going to be braising for a while. Now the celery, same thing, you're going to cut it pretty thick also. Now with the onions, you're going to want to cut them into chunks. So now we're going to want to put some olive oil in the pot, and then we're going to want to turn the flame on high, and we're going to want to put the brisket in. And we're not going to want to get a deep crust in, we're just going to want to seal it up. Now the fat that I had you put to the side, you're going to want to put in the pot and brown it also, along with the brisket. So after you take the brisket out of the pot, you're going to want to put carrots, onions, and celery in the pot with the beef fat to add some flavor. So you're going to want to add some fresh thyme. You don't need to add a lot, maybe just a teaspoon. So now we're going to want to add some red wine. It doesn't really matter what wine you add, just as long as it's red. You could add a Cabernet if you want it to be rich. You could add a Pinot Noir if you want it to be more subtle. You could probably even add a dessert wine like a port if you want it to be sweeter. This one was a mix of wines because I ran out of Pinot Noir, so I had to use some Cabernet Franc. Now we're going to add some tomato paste, maybe a teaspoon or two. Now we're going to add 2 smashed garlic cloves. We add it into the wine while it's boiling. Now you're going to want to preheat your oven to 325 degrees and cook your brisket for 3 to 4 hours or until a fork can go through it with ease. So after you take your brisket out of the oven, you're going to want to let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes just so it can cool off a little so it doesn't fall apart. Then you're going to want to take it and put it on a cutting board and cut it into slices. You're going to have to cut it against the grain. If you cut it with the grain, it will shred. And serve it with the carrots, onions, and celery you braised it with and a nice glass of wine.